Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Tim from Well Done Homestead here, and this is take 3 because my phone keeps shutting off while I'm filming this. And that is why we're talking about what we're talking about. Because we're going to talk about 5th gen warfare. The irony is that my phone is having such difficulty filming this video. Be mindful there, okay? I might run out of daylight while I'm filming this. I'm going to try to do my best to skirt through this as quickly as possible. But you might be thinking to yourself, what is 5th gen warfare? Well, sit tight. We're going to discuss it. We're going to start by laying a foundation, though. We're going to talk about each of the generations of warfare, and we're going to start with 1st gen. So first gen warfare is what you would consider ancient warfare, where you had rank and file of armies getting together, and they get into rank and file, and they, come together and clash, and there's this big battle on this specific battlefield, and like literally you could see this stuff happening right up until even the Civil War. Now, Civil War was kind of a different type of war, but you can see it in the Revolutionary War. You can see it in Roman wars and all of these ancient wars with swords and arrows and shields and that kind of thing. So that's 1st gen warfare. Right? Then you have 2nd gen warfare. 2nd generation warfare is considered modern warfare, and modern warfare started in World War I. Okay? So World War I, you started seeing technological advancements, right? People weren't generally using swords and bows and arrows and spears and that kind of thing, horses. They were using rifles and pistols, and so they had an advance of technology that gave them the ability to use, that kind of stuff. Machine guns came about at that point, and the early machine guns, semi-automatic rifles, precision stuff like that became very, very important in winning the war. So that was World War I. Trench warfare, that's modern warfare. That would be 2nd generation. 3rd generation warfare is going to be it happened a little bit before World War II, and then it moved into World War II, and that was more technological advancements. When you think about it, airplanes became far more popular, and they were actually used in battles and whatnot. You went from biplanes to the Spitfire, and they were faster. They had better guns. They were able to work together with ground troops. So that it was faster too. Blitzkrieg comes to mind. In fact, the Germans were the ones that used Blitzkrieg, and Blitzkrieg was all about speed and maneuverability, being able to take your enemy quickly, all right? To capture land quickly, to capture your enemy quickly. That was Blitzkrieg, all right? And it was combined arms, so you could use your airplanes to soften a target, send in ground troops after the artillery has shelled the place, and you worked together with those different coordinated aspects of vehicle and infantry. All right, so that's 3rd gen. Now, you move into kind of, I would say, 3.5, and that is stealth. Stealth became very important. Being able to be quick and quiet was important. The atomic bomb was a part of that, and so that's kind of the tail end of 3rd gen. along with guerrilla tactics and whatnot. I mean, those were things that happened in Vietnam. And so you're seeing this morph from, rank and file into more stealthy guerrilla tactics and whatnot. And then you get into 4th gen warfare. Now, 4th gen warfare is all about insurgency, okay? So it's all about small groups getting in, causing as much chaos and mayhem as possible. And it is politically driven, oftentimes extremely politically driven, for 4th gen warfare. All right, the war on terror was 4th gen warfare. There's an individual that has written on this, and he's got some very interesting things to say about 4th gen warfare. His name is William Lind, L-I-N-D, William Lind, and he has a quote that I thought was very good, and I wanted to share it with you. It is this: 4th gen warfare is when the state loses its monopoly on warfare. Think about that. When the state, the government, loses its monopoly on warfare. That's 4th gen. So you're talking about, like, we fought in Afghanistan and in Iraq, and all those, the war on terror was insurgents. And now you look at how our special forces was constructed to fight small groups against insurgents, right? And there's a political undertone that goes along with that. And it just is. There just is. So now you have kind of this more from 1st gen warfare going into 2nd and then 3rd and then 4th, where it's politically charged, and now 5th gen warfare. 5th gen warfare is the battle for your mind, the battle for truth, and knowing what truth is, right? It's so multifaceted. 5th gen warfare is. It's actually extremely difficult to pin down a specific. That's not helping. It's very difficult to pin down a specific definition for it. Okay, but ultimately, what happens in 5th gen warfare is all propaganda. And 5th gen warfare has been, I think they've been playing with moving into 5th gen warfare for a very long time. I mean, a very long time. Okay? Propaganda is something that has been used by the powers that be of countries all over the world for a long time. I mean, a really long time, honestly. My wife and I were actually talking about this. I don't remember if it was this morning or yesterday morning. We were talking about the old cartoons from like the 40s and 50s, old Superman cartoons, the old Looney Tunes, right? Old even Disney cartoons. And I remember very specifically watching Superman cartoons where there were, the bad guys were Germans, they were the Japanese, they were the Chinese, and then they also had, I remember specifically, there was a cartoon on, it was Superman, and Lois Lane was breaking like this story about a secret society, and they were like, it was like human sacrifice, and they had these weird hoods on or helmets or whatever, the masks or something. It was freaky. And I mean, Bohemian Grove much? Epstein's Island. We're talking about all these different things that are now coming to light, but it was all propaganda. Like, you're talking about this stuff happened way back, and yet it was weaved into, even for little kids, cartoons. Oh, it's just harmless, it's just cartoons. Well, it's unbelievable, but it's mind manipulation, right? Well, now in 5th generation, here we are with computers and with CG and with AI, and I'm telling you, they have the ability to make it so that you can watch a video and think it is actually happening, and it's not. I remember when the Ukraine war kicked off, and they showed a video of an airplane coming in and like bombing and like shooting and all this other stuff, and then it gets shot out of the sky, and it went viral. And I'm not a big media person, I'm not a big gamer, but it was a touched up video clip from a video game. It wasn't even real. And it went around, I mean, it was just like, oh, this is happening, this, whatever, and it wasn't even real. There's a video that I watched of a musician coming out from backstage, and it was like a big concert, and you can hear the music going. He's jumping around and kind of strutting out there onto the stage and kind of dancing with the music, and he's got his jiggy going on, right? And literally somebody took that video, and with AI and CG, they made that musician into Donald Trump. And they had Trump come out to the music and dancing around on the stage, and it's like, I've never seen Trump move like that, but it looked real. I mean, it looked pretty freaking real. See, they're making it so that you can't even believe your own eyes. Like, that is 5th gen warfare. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I had a individual that was on a social media, he's on multiple social media platforms. I'm not going to give his name or his channel name or anything like that. But something happened, I don't know what, but he left and stopped posting for a while through some extenuating circumstances, and he left a very cryptic final video, which ended up getting taken down, by the way, but I saw it, and it looked like he had gotten the tar beat out of him. And I was very concerned, because I'm thinking to myself, what happened? What did he get into? Did he see something he wasn't supposed to? Did he say something he wasn't supposed to? What happened? And he his channel, I'm just going to leave it there, and I won't say which platform, it came back, and he started posting some things again. And I'll be honest, I'm extremely skeptical to believe that it's really him, because there's so much AI, CG, propaganda that who knows if it's him. I mean, I don't know. I don't know him personally. I don't know if he's actually posting things personally. I've reached out to a couple of people that I know that actually do have a connection with him, and I haven't gotten very many answers back. The ones that I have gotten back, I'm not satisfied with. But as we start seeing things progress in this world, in this war, for our minds and our hearts, we're going to start seeing things as it gets dark on my camera. We're going to start seeing things that may not be real. And there may be some people that are going to be accused of some things that they didn't do. But there's going to be quote, video or audio evidence that they did. Folks, fifth generation warfare is happening to you right now. If you're watching television, if you're watching movies, if you're listening to music, popular music, or things that are on the top 40 chart or whatever, they being whoever's in charge here on this world, which ultimately is Satan, when you really think about it. He's the prince of the power of the air, and he wants nothing worse than to destroy humanity. When you see what he's putting out there for us to ingest, every single thing that comes across the mainstream media, whether it be news or television shows, movies, whatever, music, it has been carefully curated for the public. It's been carefully curated for you and for me. And that's why independent artists, independent movies, independent TV shows, independent news sources, that's why they're poo-pooed so badly. That's why they're looked down upon. That's why they try to discredit them. Because they don't want anybody thinking for themselves. They don't want anybody questioning the narrative that they're putting out. Because if you look too closely, you're going to find the man behind the curtain, like in The Wizard of Oz. And if we start finding the man behind the curtain and we start realizing who's actually controlling things, we're going to find out that it's evil. We're going to find out that it is evil. There is no other word for it. It is anti-God, anti-family, anti-Christ. It is 100% evil. Folks, I know that it is difficult to live life, without watching television, and live life, not going and watching movies. I know it's tough. I got rid of our television not that long ago, a couple years, and I'm going to be honest, I miss it. I mean, I do. There's something about being able to just go home from work and chill out and watch TV for a while. Watch movies, action. But what is that for? Honestly, so much of it is straight up evil when you start watching it and you start thinking about what it's promoting. It's a desensitization of death and human life. It's a demeaning, oftentimes. And oftentimes it is blatantly flies in the face of God. It blatantly flies in the face of what is good and right and just. And I'm putting it out there. I'm saying, guys, this is a battle for your mind. This is a battle for your heart. Satan wants to destroy us more than anything else. And he's using human puppets all around the world to do that. So, I'm not saying that you need to throw away your television or anything like that. You don't have to do anything like that. You can do whatever you want. I mean, you can give me a thumbs down and tell me that you hate this video. Whatever. That's fine. But folks, I'm telling you right now, this 5th gen warfare, it's affecting us all right now. Right now. It is. Whether you like it or not. I'm telling you guys, Do whatever you need to do to stay prepared. And I'm talking about mentally, spiritually, emotionally. All right, guys, I'll talk to you all later. Stay prepared.
That's about as good as that's gonna get.